So go ahead and call this meeting to order at 10:33 as our special guest did. And we'll go ahead and kick off with roll call.
Perfect. Caeb President Mark.
Present.
Caeb Vice President Aisha, present. Student Representative Naomi.
Present.
Lori Student Senate Representative Naomi's present. Lori, which club will you be representing today?
Progressive Dems.
Okay,
Dr. Maya.
Progressive Democrats.
Yeah.
Present. And Daniel, is it Ship?
Yes.
Yes. Ship. Ship is present. And ARC Engineering Club.
Present.
Okay, ARC Engineering Club is present. Rach, let me see. Rachel, sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. What club are you from?
Model United Nations.
Okay. Model United Nation is present. And that way I'm not missing anybody. Back to you, Mark.
All right, awesome. So quorum has been met. All right, so we'll go ahead and go to adoption of the agenda. I set the agenda out. Hopefully everybody had a moment to look over it. If there's no objections, we'll go ahead and adopt the agenda. Hearing and seeing no objections, the agenda has been adopted. Going on to the next one, item 4, approval of the minutes. We're gonna have to postpone the minutes until next meeting, which will be the 17th. And then we'll catch up on approval of the minutes. All right, so going on to chair's message. Hello, everybody. Hope all is well. Glad that we can see a nice little attendance coming in. There's a couple things I want to mention real quick. I also want to mention the opportunity for board members. When the opportunity comes for board member reports or announcements, this is the time to let the whole board know what your club is doing. Also, I want to briefly speak about the district-wide task force. Any student can join as a member, so it's not just ASO or ASB. So if you know any students that are interested in the several task force that we have, such as basic needs, communication, Black Lives Matter. Naomi, what's the other one? I think it's legislative.
Student services and communications.
Communications and student services. Thank you. Student services. That's what it was. All right, so that's open for any student. If any student wants to join, they can as a member. So just reach out to myself or Naomi or Brett, and we'll get you directed and pointed to the correct POI.
Chair?
Yes.
Question, you said basic needs and then communication, right?
Basic needs, communications, Black Lives
BLM and BLM and then student services and then communication again?
No, it's basic needs,
Yeah,
communications, Black Lives Matters,
yeah.
student services, and Naomi, am I missing any?
Legislative affairs.
Legislative affairs. So there's five different task force. Legislative affairs.
So if people are interested, should contact you.
Should contact myself, Naomi, or Brett, and we will get you pointed to the correct POI, person of interest. All right.
Thank you.
With that, yeah, no problem. We'll go ahead and pass it on to Brett.
Okay. All right. Hi. Aloha. So of course my notebook with all my notes is in my office. So I'm going to try to do this off my memory. So as Naomi and Mark can tell you, and Aisha, I'll probably forget something. And hopefully during public comment, I'll remember. But Friday, if you don't know, especially for some of the club reps, the students have the opportunity to meet the candidates for the vice president of instruction. I just found out, I think I can share, there's 3 final candidates. So they're meeting Friday with pre-approved questions by HR, which are due today. So if you are interested in participating in that, you will get to meet the 3 candidates, ask them the pre-approved questions that students are coming up with, and then give your impressions on each of the candidates. Some of you have done that in the past. Usually we did it in a conference room, but now we're doing it on Zoom. So if interested, let myself, Mark, or Naomi know. And I believe it's going to be 12 to 3, but that's not 100% official yet. So I will, when I get that official time, I'll let you know. The other update I have, so Consumnus did a food pantry on Friday. They actually had students on campus to pick up food. So the rumor is ARC will be doing the same very soon. I don't know the day yet. I don't know the time. I used to work at the food pantry, but I'm not doing that right now because some of my other responsibilities. So I'm not in all those discussions, but the rumor is it's going to be soon, before Thanksgiving holiday. So the moment I find out, I will let you all know, or at least let Mark and Naomi know to spread the word. So also check Instagram because it will definitely be on there. Let's see. The other thing, there's a career fair next week through our career center. You have to have the app or program Handshake. I guess that's the way they're gonna have you join a room where you can meet like an employer or something. I'm not quite sure how the logistics work. When I'm done chatting here, I'll post a flyer in the chat. But if you're looking career changes or a job or whatever, they're supposed to have 50 employers there. So could be a good opportunity. And that is I believe it's the 17th, which is next Tuesday, but I will double check and post on the flyer. And I know I'm forgetting stuff, but hopefully you all voted last week. That was last week, right? It seems like a month ago. But hopefully if you're able to vote, you did. And with that, I'm going to hand it back over to Mark. So thank you.
Awesome. Thank you very much. But Hishta, let that be known that another one, Aisha, we have another one that joined us. Bahishta. How do you pronounce it? Is it Bahishta? Bahishta?
Yeah, it's Behishta.
Bahishta. Okay, I just want to make sure I pronounce it correctly. Thank you. All right, so we'll go ahead and move on to public comment. This time is reserved for members of the public to address the clubs and events board on issues not already appearing on the agenda. A limit of 2 minutes per speaker shall be observed with a maximum of 4 minutes per topic. No discussion is allotted on public comment. The law does not permit any action to be taken nor extended discussion of any items not on the agenda. The ASP Clubs and Events Board may briefly respond to statements made for questions posed. However, for further information, please contact ASPK President for the item of discussion to be placed on the future agenda. At this time, do we have any public comment? Okay, hearing none and seeing none, we'll go ahead and move on to appointments and swearing in. We have no appointments and swearing in. Move over to unfinished business, no unfinished business. Kick it off with new business. 10.1, the Basic Needs Task Force District. This time shall be reserved to discuss the district-wide Basic Needs Task Force. As I briefly mentioned in my chair's message, that we are looking for members to join the Basic Needs Task Force, as well as the Communications Task Force, Black Lives Matters Task Force, Student Services, and Legislative Affairs. I asked that you guys take it back to all the clubs and find out if there's any students who would be interested in joining any one of these task force. The more the merrier. I know we have several different basic need task force, whether it be the ASP task force. I know that, Caeb is doing a little bit with basic needs. I know we have the ARC basic need one. So if I'm not mistaken, I think there's like 4 or 5 different ones. I think it should be put all into one, just so that way there's no kind of like overlapping and working extra. However, but there's different things that are discussed at different basic need meetings. So I just wanted to kind of, like I said, briefly speak and yeah, let everybody know that there's opportunities for that. So if you guys know, or if you're interested, reach out to myself. I will be creating a flyer, basically like the recruitment flyer to try to recruit some members. So yeah, does anybody want to discuss about item 10.1 or have any questions, concerns, comments?
I did have a quick question on those.
Yeah.
And either you or Naomi might know this. We don't know the times where they're going to meet yet, right? Day or times. They're still just.
No, we just had a training. We just had a training. Naomi, what was it last week?
Saturday.
Saturday, yeah. And I know that we're on the Discord, so we're going to be creating some times. Go ahead, Naomi. Go ahead.
So I linked the Discord server in the chat. They have split different channels for the different work groups, so you can communicate directly with all of the members there. That's probably where they're going to be discussing when they're meeting, because as it is a student-led thing, it's all about working out the schedules which works best for everyone.
Awesome. I'm actually looking at it real quick on the boom. I think I'm already, yeah. Boom, there we go. Cool. Yeah, awesome. So like Naomi said, that we do have Discord channels. I think Discord is going to be our new internal communication platform. Discord is pretty awesome. I like it. I like how easily maneuverable it is. So if you have any questions about Discord, reach out to myself or Naomi. We can kind of help you go through it and kind of give you a tutorial. I know that we're going to be creating another little training thing on Discord, just kind of like a recap. I was talking to Makita, Nick, PR, Director of Public Relations. So I know we're going to be trying to put something together, just kind of go over Discord again real quick. Any other questions, comments, concerns, ideas, suggestions for 10.1? All right, so everybody stand up and do 15 jumping jacks and some backflips. And
Mark?
Yes.
Sorry. So we are actually working on getting the Discord for ASB set up too. And I think it's available for students to join already. I want to first check with Nick about that before sending it, but
Awesome. Thank you for mentioning that. Okay, look at the chat real quick. What date is student impression panels? Okay, Brett answered it. Awesome. Thank you, Brett. All right, so no objections. We'll go ahead and move on to item 10.2. Get back to SAC blanket drive. Read the agenda, make sure we copy it right. This time shall be reserved. This time shall be reserved to discuss and potentially take action on creating a blanket drive to give away to homeless individuals and or students. I know we briefly mentioned, Brett, I know you were talking about how they might possibly open up the campus to do a food drive. I was wanting to kind of discuss, it's getting cold out there, and I see a lot of homeless individuals who are cold, freezing. I want to see if we can possibly create either a committee to have like a drive up blanket drive. I'm not sure if we're allowed to accept used blankets. I don't know if they have to be a new blanket. I'm not too sure. Aisha, go ahead.
Can we do something like warming up your winter? I know that it has to be like student related. Like it has to be like for ARC student, but like when you're passing it out to people, like.
Yeah. Well, my first plan of action was to think about collecting them. I have a place to store it. I have a nice, huge storage unit that, got plenty of room. So, and I got some clear totes that we can put them in. The only concern or question that I'm having is, do they have to be new, for CDC guidelines and contamination and stuff like that, or can they be, gently used and then we just go wash them, and kind of, clean it that way? But then that also creates some people might be allergic to different laundry detergents and soaps. So I'm just trying to think of making sure we, cross all T's, dot all I's. Go ahead, Naomi.
Okay, so this isn't completely related, but so for a while I wanted to have this women's sanitary product drive. And I just think it would be a hassle if we're doing both of them to do them separately. Can we combine them somehow? I don't know what you'd call it, but could we potentially combine something like that?
Yeah. I mean, I would love to. So like I said, it would be like first action would be getting the donations. And then the second action would be trying to figure out, do we hand them out locally around ARC to homeless individuals, or should we go downtown and hand them out? So I was thinking kind of keep it local in the community, because I see a lot of homeless people over around ARC. I do know a couple little spots that like I said, I've seen some homeless individuals. Or do we reach out to homeless students and try to, let the students know that we're here for them and try to help them out? Is my thought, is my plan. But yeah, I don't see any issues on why we could not combine them or create some type of drive like that. Brett, do you think it could possibly be done to create some type of don't get out of your car, drive through, drop off some stuff and go? And possibly like a drive-through pickup or a walk-through pickup?
Great question that to be honest, I don't know the answer to. I know a lot of folks fought for a long time just to get the food pantry one going. So, I mean, while you all were discussing, my initial thought was to partner with the food pantry on it, since they're
like give out food and blankets at the same time.
Yeah, because right now, as far as I know, it has to be directors and above are the only ones allowed on campus to distribute things. So that's above my pay grade. So
what about presidents or executives of ASB? I mean, we're kind of considered,
Yes, you are considered that, but no, in terms of who's allowed back on campus.
What if we had a location right outside of the campus that we legally, of course, acquired permission, I'm saying, like a parking lot, the 99-cent store parking lot or something, or, I'm saying, something that's really close to ARC.
We could look into that. I know Consumness tried to do something similar with a food truck and got their hand slapped for it. So let me.
I'm willing to get my hand slapped if it's helping.
Well, it will be my hand that gets slapped, not yours. So,
Volunteer Brett's hand.
It's okay,
Sure.
Brett.
Sure.
So
yes. Hold on. Go ahead.
But I'm meeting with the food pantry folks today at 2. So I can bring that to them. My only fear, so not to get off the subject here, but the food pantry is supposed to be getting like pre-packaged items already. In the past, if you've ever used it, you've seen like pallets of food. And in order to save time, they're getting it pre-packaged. And I just wonder if it's going to be too hard to have blankets and other items on there, but I'll talk to them about it.
Right. I know Mario, Lori, I'll go back to you in a second. I know Mario, we were mentioning about a company that can drop off food, so I don't know if that's what we're talking about or something similar to that, or.
I don't think that company would be able to deliver like blankets and stuff. They're going to just do the food that because they're a catering company. So
all right.
That would be different, but I'll know more this afternoon. I'm meeting with Jazzy and all them for the food pantry at 2. So
don't bite Daddy's ear off.
Yeah, she's.
Go ahead, Lori.
So
I just say I went down to that distribution at CRC because they sent me an email, and you were supposed to email if you had questions, and I did, and they never answered me. So I went down. I have been a student at CRC. I'm not this year, but it looked like students distributing. I didn't ask, when I went by, but it was basically just drive through. They did it right where the buses come in, and so they weren't. I don't know if they were. I guess they were technically on campus, but they weren't inside the campus in terms of, they were just like on the sidewalk.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
And it
I
was
was.
just a couple of bags of food.
Yeah. So my main thing is I was wanting to kind of do like a blanket drive, like I said, to give away to homeless downtown locally, keep it in the community. Also, I wanted to see if ASB would get involved and write, attach like a positive note to each blanket, just to kind of give them that sense of hope, and knowing that we understand and we're here for you. I've seen a company, excuse me, I heard of a company that did that, and just seeing some of the responses from the people that received the donation, it really gave them that sense of there are people out here that care about us. We're all humans, so yeah, go ahead, Aisha.
Mark, like let's say if this cannot work as an ASB thing, can we just a student team up together and do it as individually and collect blankets and like actually don't like even like have our own donation, like each one of us can like donate something to
That's
this event because I don't know.
possibly. I mean, obviously, I'm gonna say we as students can do anything we want. But if we affiliate and tie in with, obviously with Caeb and ASB, we have to be very, very careful about that. But I
Mhm.
mean, as just a private individual by yourself who wants to donate 25
Mhm.
blankets, nobody can stop you from doing that.
Mhm.
Chair,
Yes.
do we have a list of homeless students? I mean, do we know who to contact?
I'm pretty sure that the
Brett
Brett
knows
might
something.
have, yeah, Brett might have a list of students who are housing insecure or who are, struggling and stuff like that, that he can have the opportunity to be like, if you need a couple blankets, we do have some. But I don't know if there's a master list of, every single student's name, like this person, this student's homeless. So I can't answer that. Right.
If I could hop in, I do have a list. It's not every student facing housing. It's just ones that have reached out to me, especially about hotel vouchers or other housing assistance. So I have some students, yes.
Okay. And I know, Aisha, I know that we did that warming your winter. I think Fong did that, correct? So maybe something similar to that. I would have to ask for funds from Student Senate, um, to possibly acquire some kits. I know that we now have Amazon as an approved vendor. Brett, do you have an update on Amazon for purchasing and like?
Slightly, yes. The gift cards is going to be the tricky one on Amazon. Um, but yeah, I do have an update on how we purchase things from Amazon. So it actually seems simple in theory, but nothing in purchasing is easy. So um,
So would we have to still do the same thing? Allocate money, create an agenda, minutes, all that
Yep.
stuff.
Yep.
And then if we wanted to purchase something, like say about the self-care event, since we've already allocated money and stuff like that. I don't have an update on that, but like if we wanted to purchase something on Amazon, is it just a straight we create an invoice, shopping cart invoice and send it to BSO and they pay for it?
Exactly. Just the one that I don't know if they can do is those ones where you can like buy blanket gift cards. Not blanket as in warm, but just
Right. Blank. Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know if we can
actually,
do that.
Okay. Yes.
yeah, we have something similar project last year at the Salendi Sage Toiletry Drive.
Mhm.
So we had boxes and on all departments, and one of our supervisor be emailed to the deans, those departments deans, and reach out for donations. So we collect all donations and we create the when we had the kids that was so successful. So what I want to say is that we can contact to all departments and ask for donation, because I know most of them they respond, and we did the same thing, and that was so successful. I think Brett remember that. So if we do the same thing, so we don't need for like any fund and wait. And the only thing we just need is to have more flyers and let know that students or some students they want to donate to us like that.
Okay, awesome. Thank you very much. Yeah, I think I think we can definitely start brainstorming on that. You know, I don't know if we want to do this as a committee, or can we possibly just tie this in with the basic needs? You know, I mean, I don't think this would be a problem, that tying this in with our district-wide basic needs task force. Do you? Do you think this would be an issue? Just honestly asking. Or
I'm
should I
not
talk to
sure.
Tony?
I think since the district-wide basic needs thing is just so new, I would think it would probably be easier to do it here, especially if we're focusing just on ARC. From what I've understood, we're not talking about having a district-wide one. So it
Well,
would
I mean,
probably,
if the CRC is creating, it's, you know, yeah, they, like Brett said, they got a slap on the hand about a food drive, you know, a food pantry thing. I mean, maybe we can make this a district-wide, all 4 campuses get involved. You know, and maybe create one general location for all 4 campuses, one that has more of a an easily accessible drive-through, you know, more, you know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to think if something
um,
we could do it. Yeah.
yeah, for having one location amongst the 4, I think that might be a problem just because, you know, they're pretty spread out. So if one
Mhm.
student from ARC wants to drop off or pick up something, you know, and they have to drive all the way to, you know, Sac City,
Right.
you know,
Okay.
that could be an issue there. I want to stress that these are really new. They don't have a lot of resources, and I think the funding for the student advisory committee, I don't know the exact process yet, but I'm not sure how much funding they have. So I know, you know, we at ARC, we have some pretty good funding with our own student senate and Caeb.
Do you think it'd be better just to maybe possibly purchase some kits on Amazon and then just have a giveaway?
I think if the district has concerns about, you know, the secondhand just with, you know, potential as a potential spreading hazard, getting some pre-packed, you know, some packaged blankets, that would probably be easier to sell to the district, I would think.
They're talking.
But you know, I see it doesn't have really the same, you know, sense of community that an actual drive would have. But it would probably be easier to sell to the district, in my opinion.
Okay. Go ahead, Aisha.
So I have like seen a lot of like drive-throughs, but like they would be like many checkpoints, like where students would get their temperature check, like even if they were in the car, where they would get their temperature check and they would have to wear masks, and then they would go to the second drive. They would get hand sanitizer. Sorry for the background noise, and they would need like hand sanitizer. And that is the way for them to, like, I don't know, for safety, and for the people that are passing out the blanket to like wear gloves and to keep on changing the gloves and passing out the kit. That way, like, everyone is just really safe. Also, if they're inside the car and their windows all closed up, you could like put it in the trunk or something like that. And for student ID or something like that, they could just show their ID through the window.
I like that. I like that idea. And I
A
think if
lot of events like currently do that, and it seems really safe.
Naomi, go ahead. Yeah.
I was kind of thinking, what if we, instead of having this like as something, you know, we directly do, what if we partnered with some company, you know, I think Dutch Bros is one that I know Mayor Loma did something with, where you could say, okay, Dutch Bros, can you be like a collecting facility, so students or anybody can drive up, you know, drop their bags there, the blankets there, and then for distribution, I don't know how we do that with like going through Dutch Bros for that doesn't seem like, I don't know, seems weird.
Yeah,
but,
yeah, no,
but using
that
a
idea.
company as the drop off, I think could be an option potentially.
I like that. Cool. I like that idea. Brett, do you have any input on that? Do you see that possibly happening?
Any donations with a company like that, I think will be fine. To go back to Aisha's point, so like right now, any distribution like for like computers and stuff, it's happened at the ranch house because there's a natural drive through to come pick stuff up. I know that's where the food bank is, or the food pantry is talking about being at. You see the dad catch right there? Did you see that?
Safe.
So I think that would be the spot. I don't know about the temperature checks. I don't know if we're gonna have the people power to do that. I know with the tech, someone just drives up. No one gets out of the car. They're not allowed out of the car. And someone just comes in and hands it to them. And then, yes, everyone has gloves and mask and everything. I don't, about collecting the blankets. I think
it's going to have to be new, because I think with CDC cross contamination, I think we're going to have to possibly create a committee, or allocate some funds and get 100 kits, first come first serve. I think it's going to have to be done like that. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, I'll have to look into that. My guess is they're going to have to be new. Like we did last winter with the warming your winter. It's sanitary, it's safer. I'll do some homework on that.
All right. So would I have to create a committee for this, or could I just put this under
just keep it under unfinished business?
Okay.
And then that way next week we can still discuss it. And then if we need a committee, then we can. But I'll have to do some homework. I'm going to reach out to some of the other advisors across the state that might be doing similar things and see what barriers they had, or ideas.
Yay, the first unfinished business.
Yeah. So
I love it. I mean, that means that we're not just gonna push this to the side and not do anything, or just let it go. We're gonna come back and revisit it and discuss it, because it's getting cold. When you go outside and it's 38 degrees, I got a heater in the house. I'm just trying to picture the students and individuals that don't.
Right.
And like I said, I'm straight up honest. I've been there. I've had to go, receive a blanket and go, thank gosh, somebody gave me a blanket.
Yep.
So, and it sucks, because especially if they're a student, they're not going to be able to focus on school. They're not going to be able to focus on, what they are trying to do, which is further their education, because their main priority is survival. So if we lessen one less burden, that kind of gives, it's just a win-win. So I definitely want to retouch this topic and figure out what we can do to get the backing from all the people that we need the approval from. So any other comments, questions, concerns, or anything like that for 10.2? Nope. Everybody go like this. Yay. There we go. All right, guys. All right, cool. So then hearing no objections, we'll go ahead and move on to committee reports. Do we have any committee reports at the moment?
I do.
Good.
I think soon we're gonna see the mental health committee being wrapped and done. I'm gonna meet. Sorry for the background noise. They're so loud. I'm gonna meet for hopefully for the last time with the mental health committee and actually do a workshop. I'm gonna probably go to the Senate to hopefully to present them a bill for the Calm app. I know it's pricey, but for those who attend, they attended because they really needed the resource of how they need to cope with their anxiety or depression. And I think the workshop will be in the middle, before final, not right around final time, but before it. So they're ready and they have the Calm app. Yeah. Yes.
Cool. Any other committee reports? Hi, cutie. Do you have a report you want to give about Paw Patrol?
Do you want to talk about your playhouse?
You got a Playhouse report? Let's hear about it.
Oh my gosh.
There you go.
Okay, she's done with her reports.
All right. Any other reports? She's trying to look over. It's so funny. It's so cute. All right. Hearing no other committee reports, we'll go ahead and move on to board member reports. This time is reserved for board members to inform the board about relevant campus-wide events and to report any pertinent community progress activities. A time of 3 minutes per report shall be observed. This is a time again for any clubs to inform the board whether you got an A on your test or what your club is doing. So any board member reports or announcements? Not everybody talking at once. Go ahead, Naomi.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead,
Go ahead.
Naomi.
So you're a board member. I know MUN's meeting today, so if you guys are interested, we've had to switch things up a little bit. Just we're doing Ethiopia still, but the policy reports won't be the policies. They won't be exactly the same because we have to alter them due to current events. So we'll have some more work there. So if you're interested in that, come join. There's been talk about setting up a Discord for MUN. So if you're interested, yeah.
All right, awesome. Any other board member reports? Go ahead, Lori.
For Progressive Dems, the election went pretty well, although I hear from other people that it's not over yet. So today at our meeting, we're still working on the land acknowledgement statement. And unfortunately, Props 15 and 16 at least did not pass. There are a couple of runoff elections in Georgia with John Ossoff against Purdue and Reverend Raphael Warnock against Kelly Loeffler. And if the Democrats both win, it'll be 50-50 in the Senate. And Kamala Harris would cast the deciding vote. So I'm writing postcards for that. And we're also still working on the accessibility report that SWORD, that we did the survey before, and we're trying to get the state Department of Disability to help us with that.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Any other board member reports, announcements? Aisha, I think you were wanting to say something.
I'll make the announcement next week. Is for Trio STEM. They're gonna be having their Olympics, and that is where professors like that they're like science major professors will be introducing students to like what each science major does and what kind of career they could have with that major. But I'll make that announcement again next week.
Awesome. Any other reports?
Yeah. AC had a second meeting last week. We had that was just a half hour meeting, just 30 minutes meeting to brainstorm to have our first meeting. And yeah, and we're planning to have our first event.
Awesome. First event. Awesome. Any other reports, announcements? Yeah, go ahead, Naomi.
I know Pride and STEM, they have these what is it, Tuesday tea times. So that's today, unfortunately. So it's gonna be at 12. So you got a little bit of time if you're interested in doing that. They have you can find the link on their Instagram page, or if you join their Discord server.
Awesome. Tuesday tea time. Love it.
Yeah.
All right. Any other board member reports? How about is shipped in present? Ship's present. Question: how did the Advancing X webinar go? Was that a pretty good, successful turnout?
I think Daniel is probably out of his computer, but I can answer that, Mark. It went pretty well. We had about 13, 14 students. Not as much as we'd like, but it's okay. It was really good just to hear from Eduardo, the CEO. Honestly, like, they have a lot of programs, especially if you want to become an astronaut. They do have a program. It's full-time and part-time. Part-time is like a 5-year physical program. They kind of went over, how to start getting internships within the aerospace industry, and just kind of give us a little bit of feedback on what we can do as students now. And yeah, we're going to have another presentation probably next semester. So we'll be sure to give you guys that information. That way you guys can make it and come out and see what's up.
All right, awesome. Yeah, awesome for next semester. The reason why I ask is I used to work for him. I used to work for Dr. Diaz. So
Oh, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, I was the international marketing coordinator and sponsorship coordinator for Eduardo Diaz. So when I saw that, I was like, "Oh wow, that's awesome!" I'm glad he's got some connects inside, and he's being able to reach out to the students and stuff. So I'm glad. Cool. So you guys will have a meeting or possibly another thing next semester. So I'll keep an eye on that. Please, keep me updated on that. I'll see how everything is going with that and make sure everything's good, and make sure possibly we can put it on our page and stuff to kind of help the retention. Cool. Any other board member reports or announcements? No. Awesome. All right, so then we'll go ahead and move on to public comment. This time is reserved for members of the public to address the clubs and events board on issues not already appearing on the agenda. A limit of 2 minutes per speaker shall be observed with a maximum of 4 minutes per topic. No discussion is allotted on public comment. The law does not permit any action to be taken, nor extended discussion of any items not on the agenda. The ASB Clubs and Events Board may briefly respond to statements made for questions posed. However, for further information, please contact ASBK President for item of discussion to be placed on future agenda. Do we have any Brett or public comments? Sorry, Brett, I had to throw you out there. Oh, Aisha got kicked out somehow. All right. Welcome back, Aisha. Seeing you got kicked out somehow. All right, so hearing none, seeing no public comments, we'll move on to everybody's favorite part of the whole entire meeting, adjournment. With no objections, we will adjourn this meeting at 11:17. Hearing and seeing no objections, this meeting is adjourned. 11:17. Go ahead and